Hello, this video is related to a newly created workshop. Implement reactive endpoints with Java, quarkus, microprofile, and deploy the entire example to Red Hat OpenShift. By the way, the link to this workshop you find in the description below. The source code of the project itself is open sourced in the cloudnativestarter project. You maybe already know that's related to microservices. We will set up the example application in that video. So I will deploy the microservices to Red Hat OpenShift and install the infrastructure components. It's a little bit faster than in real time. I speed up for the different exercises. Just follow the steps and see how the setup works. Let us start with the setup of the reactive example. First, we will open up the Cloud Shell. The Cloud Shell is very useful because here we do not need a special configuration for our PCs. We just clone the project to the Cloud Shell and then we can use it. Then we access our OpenShift cluster and open up the web console so that we can copy and paste our credential information directly from the web console. Here you can see, just copy, display the token, copy the token, and just paste it into the Cloud Shell. Execute, and we are logged on. In our example, we use Kafka to handle our messaging. So we install Kafka with a deployment script. So we just execute the deployment script and everything will be automatically installed into our OpenShift cluster. The Kafka deployment script creates a project called Kafka. We verify all pods running. That might take a little time, so we wait until every pod is running. Now we create a project called Postgres. This will be the project where we will install our database for saving the authors and articles information. We're searching for the project, and inside the project we will use an operator to install Postgres. In our operator we can find the community edition for our installation of Postgres. We use it and we install this. The only thing what we have to do, we have to ensure that we are in the right project. So as you can see here, we are in the right project. And then after the installation, we have to set up the database with a name. So now we create a database instance. Now we have to define the name of the database. And notice I here to changing the namespace name. Oh, that was wrong for sure. So now the right name for the database. Okay. We wait until the database is created and then we can move on with creating the project for our microservices. We call this project cloudnativestarter. GitHub project contains bash scripts to automatically deploy each service. First we will deploy the article service into the OpenShift cluster. Then we deploy the auto service, the web API service, and finally the web application. After the execution of the automated deployment scripts, we verify inside the OpenShift dashboard do all pods run. So we can see now our example is ready to go. Before we start to test our application itself, we take a look into the build. This was automatically created. We have the build configurations we defined inside the automations, and you can see the images which were created by the automation we used in the scripts. Now we execute the bash script show all URLs. That's a very useful script because it shows all needed URLs to play around with our example. We copy the application URL for our web application and then we will paste it into a browser. So as you can see, at the first time it takes a little bit, but then is our application up and running and we can try to test the reactive stuff. Well, now we will add articles to our application and we do not an update of the front-end application itself. So I will create now 2 articles using the curl command, as you can see here. So I execute it and you can see here, I will execute it and These will create the article, and the next is also creating the article. Okay, now verify, and we have the articles there. Our application is running and ready for the next parts in the workshop.